Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus, and this time I'm talking about Delicious, which is the latest in what I have dubbed the Suffix Trilogy from Pencil First Games. Trilogy meaning Delicious was preceded by Herbaceous, also Herbaceous Sprouts, and Floriferous, which is still one of the most fun words to say. Try it yourself. It's fun, isn't it? Delicious is a flip and write from the minds of Eduardo Baraf and Steve Finn, with art from Clementine Campardou. The theme of Delicious is about players who are gardening in their backyards or on their rooftops and are just trying to get vegetables and plants into certain places to score points, like you do when you garden. The game takes place over 12 rounds, and in each one of the 12 rounds, players are going to be able to take 4 different types of actions with the vegetable cards, fruit tokens, and tool tokens. Let me show you how it plays. These are the components in Delicious. You're going to have 30 vegetable cards, a pad of play sheets, a pad of garden sheets. You're also going to have this very biscuit-like, if you know, you know, jar of honey card, 4 pencils that also actually say Pencil First Games on them. Look at that. Top and bottom marker. And then you're going to have a very nice bag which has a flat bottom on it, which means it can sit upright. And this bag happens to be full of fruit and tool tokens. So one side has a tool, like a spade, a whatever that is, a watering can, and the other side has different types of fruit on it. So you're gonna have figs and melons, blueberries, strawberries, and the highly controversial, highly controversial. We thought it was a grape. Turns out it is a golden raspberry. So whoever decided to make this the golden raspberry, we give up. You win. And then last but certainly not least, we have the pesky crow meeple. It says Delicious there too. Pesky crow is used in a meaner solo variant. Now, this is a solo variant in the game where you're just playing for a score. Hey, beat my high score. Yeah, look at me, look, I'm doing great. And if you have played Floriferous, you know just how mean this crow can be.
If you think I'm evil, well, this way till you meet my variants.
So now I got the components done, let's talk about how the game is played. This is what it might look like. There are 30 total vegetable cards available in the game. You would remove 6, and then the remaining 24 you would split into 2 12 card decks. One for the upper portion and one for the lower portion. By upper, I mean this section here on your sheet, and lower will be this section here. And then fruits will go over here into the planter area. The jar of honey can just kind of be set off to the side. The first player who completes an entire area, meaning they complete all the spaces in the upper or lower area, they would get that card and get 3 additional points at the end of the game. All of the tool and fruit tokens will be placed into this bag. So our turn will start. Any player, like it doesn't really matter, will flip over 2 cards. You pull out 2 tokens, so first and then second. So if you look here, there's a star around this little fruit icon. So this means I'm going to be playing the fruit side up to pair with the pepper. This side, you see there's a tool icon. I'm playing the tool side up. Each token has a fruit or a tool on either side. Getting a fruit allows you to take that fruit and draw it somewhere in the planter area. This golden raspberry will go into a star-shaped space, of which there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's also ovals and there's also hexagons as well. So stars, ovals, and hexagons. Paired with the broccoli is a tool, which is a shear. And the shear allows you to place any fruit or vegetable on any applicable space. As you can see, the arrows are pointing at rows and columns with shears. Those are accessible. And what I mean by that is there is a shear icon for this space, but I can't fill this space in without filling in the spaces beneath it. So each section of the upper or lower portion, you fill from bottom up. The points also are not cumulative. You score the highest level that you get to. So if you put in 3 of the same thing, you notice each section has, this one is equal, this one's equal, this one is not equal, equal, does not equal. So you have to also adhere to the rules for each section. What this section means is they all have to be the same thing. 1 vegetable, going all the way up, which is why it's also worth 12 points. Also, if you zoom in really closely, the first player to finish a section. So if I finished this wheelbarrow section first, I would check this off and get an additional point for that as well. There's 12 rounds, meaning 12 sets of cards are going to come out, and then 12 sets of tokens as well. You're able to do one of four things. You're able to take one of these cards, meaning I take the pepper and the golden raspberry, or the broccoli and the shear. I take one of them and I play it in its respective place. This is, I take one and I'll fill that in, and then I've done that for that turn. So I could put the pepper in the upper portion, I could put the broccoli in the lower portion, and then use the corresponding token that comes with it. I could draw the golden raspberry in one of these stars here. What might also make sense is if you choose the play the card and token in their respective places, you could place the broccoli into the bathtub at the very bottom and then use the shear immediately to place another broccoli, thus completing that run. You can do up to 4 times throughout the whole game. Or you can switch spots. You can do that up to 3 times. Each one of these little circles is a turn, and you're picking one of these to take for your whole turn, essentially. So I could switch spots. I could draw the broccoli in the upper or the pepper in the lower. Basically, this means you're just switching spots on what you're doing. 2, that means I could just take both sets. I could draw the pepper and the broccoli and their respective tokens, wherever I'm allowed to. And I can do that up to 3 times throughout the whole game. I can take both. The 2 with the star that you only use twice allows you to take both sets of cards and tokens and put them anywhere. You can put both up top, put both in the bottom, and you can use both tokens. So it's pretty powerful. That's why you can only use it twice. I'm not very good at drawing, so the back of the rules actually helped me out quite a bit in just showing me step by step how you can draw each one of the fruits or vegetables. You can also just write the letter, just write M for mushroom, L for lettuce. You do what you want, however you wish to do it. If you are artistically inclined, maybe you pull out colored pencils and really make everybody you're playing with look really bad. It's all up to you. It's your choice. Delicious is one of those games where you look at the art and you think about the fact that you're gardening. You are planting vegetables, you're planting fruits, and scoring points. Delicious definitely forces restrictions on players in terms of the types of actions they're able to take. Some of the most desirable actions, like taking both cards and both tokens and placing them wherever you wish, with the vegetables wherever you wish, certainly is appealing, but you only do it twice in the game. And I like that about it. I've taught the game a couple of times, and throughout the teach, people continue to ask questions because that's what people do. That's what I do when I'm learning the game. I'm continually asking questions. Some things I grasp really well up front, other things I don't, and that's fine. One thing I did like that even though people were getting their heads wrapped around the restrictions, everybody seemed to enjoy it. Even though you couldn't always do what you wanted to do, using the tools allowed you a little bit of flexibility in order to maybe get 3 to 5 of the same different fruits all lined up correctly. And people seem to really like that about the game, and I like it as well. It's something that when you look at it, you think, oh, you're just marking things down here. It's relatively straightforward, which it is, but behind all that, there's a lot more intentionality about what you do. You have 12 rounds. You're not getting any more rounds than you currently have. And in those 12 rounds, it's definitely up to you to make sure that you're using the things you have to your full advantage. So it's straightforward, but within that straightforwardness, that is a word, it offers a lot of extra consideration for what you're doing. You think about, okay, I have this broccoli. Do I put it somewhere where I'm not really going to be able to do anything with it? Or do I turn it into a wild right now? Or at a certain point, you have to decide for the bonuses, okay, I have a whole lot of golden raspberries. Also, why golden raspberries? I'm still trying to wrap my head around, like, who thought to themselves, you know what? We could make these grapes. We're going to make them golden raspberries. That'll show them. It just felt like, I don't want to say the word forced. It just was like, why golden raspberry? I'm pretty sure I've had a golden raspberry. I don't know. Just figuring out where the best spot is for everything just left just an appropriate amount of crunch for me that I just really, really liked. Delicious is just a really, really well-designed game. It's tight. You have 12 rounds. You can only do but so much in those rounds. So every single set of cards and tokens you have to do something with. So anyway, that's delicious from Pencil First Games. Hopefully I mentioned that they're the publisher earlier on. If I didn't, Pencil First Games. So that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, be blessed.